The Chancellor's 8th budget is likely to remain in memory for the sugar tax being introduced, and we can debate all day and night whether it's a good or bad thing. But was this introduced to make the headlines and cover over some of the issues that the Chancellor faces over missing his targets and potentially looking at a nightmare deficit scenario when he wants to take over as party leader? Maybe, maybe not. But it's not all bad news for the businesses we at Lambert Chapman represent. That's quite comforting after the changes to dividend taxes and loan interest in residential rental statements last summer. The Chancellor still doesn't like people making profits from residential property, and those developers making huge profits in London but making them offshore are certainly going to be attacked. He also introduced a loan interest restriction for international groups. Strange when we have the lowest rate in Europe, so relieving interest elsewhere would certainly help those businesses save taxes. However, we should consider where those groups are based, and if they're in a lower jurisdiction than the UK, maybe that's why the Chancellor is starting to take action. Those people aren't our clients, but smaller businesses who will be entitled to rates relief are, and it just may help them tough out increases in wages with the new living wage being introduced on 6th of April. We will also see clients paying less on capital gains made unless they make them on residential property, with rates being reduced and entrepreneurs' relief being extended rather than restricted as we predicted, with the scheme being widened to include long-term investors who subscribe for shares in unlisted companies. Furthermore, reducing the corporation tax rate by another percentage point to 17% in 2020 will be welcomed by our clients, and as the capital allowance regime is fixed for the Parliament on the first £200,000 of spending, this will be a great benefit. It's a great thing to be the cheapest region for corporate taxes, and it certainly is attracting attention towards the United Kingdom. But a lot of it is misplaced, and the government should take steps to make it clear that the business has to actually be controlled from the UK to benefit from these lower rates. We spend a lot of our time discussing this with overseas folk and just why their plans won't work. Changing the loss rules for large companies to make them mirror other countries makes a lot of sense, as does making the payments when money is in hand. What clients might not like is the increase in the amount HM Revenue and Customs will want from the company for a director owing his company money. At present, the company pays some tax as a loan to HMRC if the director remains overdrawn 9 months after the period end. The current 25% will increase to 32.5%, a similar increase as with the dividends tax, and suggests that we should be paying a dividend to clear these things out if reserves exist. I can see a few discussions looming in meetings. The most hilarious comment concerns the abolition of Class 2 national insurance, which will save a self-employed person £134. The budget book actually says that this will, and I quote, allow millions of self-employed individuals to keep more money and invest it back to growing their business. Pardon? £134? A new microwave for the canteen, anybody? So overall, a budget with a few hidden points behind the fizzy drinks tax. The key to the economy is increased productivity, and a detailed table exists showing the policy areas, existing items and this year's budget measures. It seems we need to be asking at every meeting what steps are being taken to improve our respective productivities, and it's an area that we all need to work on. If we can all deliver a 3-point plan on this area, then maybe we can make the difference needed to pay off the deficit and help the Chancellor deliver his objectives.